Tony Campolo, a wonderful Christian writer, shares the following in his book, Who Switched the Price Tags? He writes, a school teacher has a student whom she found very difficult to like. His name was Teddy Stoller. He was unattractive, distant, and unmotivated. She gave him poor grades with gusto. He did very poorly in his schoolwork. His home situation was poor. His mother had recently died. Christmas time came, and with it, presents for the teacher from her students. Teddy's was a poorly-wrapped gift in brown paper. As she opened it, a gaudy rhinestone bracelet with half the stones missing fell out, plus a bottle of cheap perfume. As other children began to giggle, the teacher had the sense to say of the perfume, "Doesn't it smell lovely?" Afterwards, Teddy came up and said, "Miss Thompson, you smell just like my mother, and her bracelet looks real pretty on you, too. I'm glad that you liked my presents." At home, crushed, the teacher got down on her knees and asked for God's forgiveness. And in the days that followed, a marked change came about her in her teaching. Teddy Stoller's work gradually improved, and some years after he had left her class, she received a note saying he was graduating at the top of his class. Then one day she received a letter in the mail saying, "Dear Miss Thompson, as of today I am Theodore Stoller, M.D. How about that? I wanted you to be the first to know. I am getting married next month, the 27th to be exact. I want you to come and sit where my mother would sit if she were still alive. You are the only family I have now. Dad passed away last year. Love, Teddy Stoller." Miss Thompson went to the wedding and sat where Teddy Stoller's mother would have sat. It was then that she realized that she had given to one of the least of God's children. My friends, this is what it means to be a Christian fool. Not one of the political pundits or the social jesters of today's entertainment society, but the real role that we are called to play as disciples of Christ. A role that provides loving support, honest insight, and constructive criticism to those whom he or she serve as one of God's court jesters. You know, I am reminded today of one of our own who provided this kind of support, this kind of example. One among us who always had a smile for everyone, didn't he? Who wore bright-colored hats, spoke the truth in love, honestly, to all, and who served at the whim of all those who would call themselves Christian. I am, of course, speaking of our beloved Jim Ryder. And though Jim was nobody's fool, he was a marvelous example of the role to which we should all hope to aspire to. So, Jim, this one's for you.